The reason I'm mad at you is you make me feel insecure, you make me feel clumsy, you make me feel frustrated, and you make me feel like less of a man. And so I'm going to kill you. Tonight on Going Deep, it's how to swat a fly. This is a how-to show about things you think you know how to do. Because simple things are more complex than they seem. I'm David Rees. Let's do this.
We're going deep with David Rees.
Guys, every so often I like to relax, okay? Maybe I read a newspaper. Maybe I enjoy a glass of tap water. Maybe I reach for my favorite food, donuts. And then what happens? The fly lands on my food, or the fly buzzes around my ear making that horrible fly noise. There's a fly walking around the edge of my water glass. That's disgusting. Then what happens? I'm like, I'm gonna kill that little dude. Pick up a newspaper, pick up a shoe, chase it around the house. You strike at a fly, and then you look at the newspaper and you think you're gonna have a fly that's splattered all over it, and you're gonna have this thrill of victory, and instead the fly's like flying by you like, later. I want to become a master assassin of flies. I want to learn the best tools for killing flies. I want to learn the best techniques for killing flies so that when I see a fly, it has about 1 second to live. 1001, boom, call your friends. We're having a fly funeral by the world's tiniest coffin because that little dude is dead. You stay there until I learn how to swat a fly and then see what happens. That's all I have to say to that. There's more than 100,000 species of flies. There's your house fly, fruit fly, mosquito is a fly, but a dragonfly isn't a fly, and there's even flies in Antarctica. That means you can't go anywhere on this planet and not be messing around with flies. So I'm thinking like, I want to learn how to kill flies. We found this guy in Gainesville, Chris Gedden. Holy living fuck, look at that. He might not look like a ninja assassin, but the government literally pays him to figure out ways to kill flies, which means he is a ninja assassin. Chris, I'm trying to kill me some flies, okay? I find flies bothersome. Why do you want to kill flies?
For a couple of reasons. One is they're just a nuisance. You said you don't like them, right? They bother you. But they're also a public health problem because of their habit of spitting and defecating on food.
It's not that flies themselves are diseased. It's just that they get around.
They're carriers. The flies are more like just dirty needles spreading stuff.
Oh, I have no issue with dirty needles. To illustrate this fact about flies, we did a top secret experiment using donuts. And anytime donuts are involved, I'm like, I need to be a part of that experiment because I really dig donuts. I think they're great. Here we go. Come and get it. It's science. So now, these flies are literally eating out of my hand.
They are,
okay?
Right, they are. The fly doesn't have teeth, it doesn't have a beak, so the only way it can feed is to regurgitate some liquid onto its food and then drink it as a liquid.
Am I at any risk for disease now?
Well, no, because you're in a fly laboratory, but if you were out in the field, these same flies may have just come from feasting on E. coli or salmonella,
right?
And then they come to feed on your donut and they're spitting.
I was jealous of the flies eating that donut. So I was like, hey, how about David gets a donut? But here's the thing, I'm culturally sensitive, so I ate the donut in the traditional fly manner. And it tastes good. Maggie, what? It's science, okay? Do you want some of this?
No, no.
Oh my God,
I'm good,
did you
thanks.
get that shot
Yes.
just then? Flies can carry disease, so don't eat donuts that have been swarmed by flies. So Chris, how do you kill flies here at your lab?
Our specific mission at this laboratory is to find alternatives to chemical insecticides.
So Chris was showing me all these fly killing techniques like these wasps. They lay eggs in the pupa, and then when the egg hatches, the wasp grows in the pupa and eats it. Maybe what I could do in my house is bring some of these wasps into my... That's actually not sounding like a good idea.
No, because...
I was like, I could just fill my house with wasps.
Well,
they also make these fly jars. They fly into the jar, they can't fly out. Okay, I don't like this because I don't want to look at the dead flies all day. I'm just a gentleman homeowner who maybe once or twice a week wants to kill a fly. And so the scale and the technologies involved in some of these I don't think would be appropriate for me.
as a homeowner...
You think this is the way to go? What is this?
A fly swatter.
All right, I'm gonna admit something, guys. I'm not into fly swatters. I think they're gross. It's like people have fly swatters hanging up in their kitchen. Why don't you hang your toilet brush right there, too? I usually just reach for like a rolled up magazine or a shoe or an old newspaper or something like that, but I want to be scientific about it. So we decided, let's run scientific tests about what's the best thing to use to swat a fly. This is David. He works at UMass Lowell, where he teaches aerodynamics, which is the study, I was gonna say of angels, of air. It's the study of air, probably.
This is a robotic fly killer right here.
This is a robot arm holding a fly swatter. Is that what this is?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna inject dye onto the plate here. It's going to represent where the fly is. Fly swatter is gonna come down, and what we're gonna watch for is how the dye inside of that plate moves as the fly swatter gets closer to it.
And the fluid around the fly represents the air around the fly.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay.
What this means is the fly might get an earlier warning.
Now, when this fly swatter is moving through the water, okay, somebody just bumped the water. That was our camera operator. He needs a 5-point science penalty. Give it to him.
Right now you're failing science.
Oh! Dang. Turns out that my little enemies are very sensitive to airflow, and that's why when you're coming down, they already pick up something's moving towards me. I can feel it with the air, and then they fly away. I realized that if I could find the object that produces the least amount of air turbulence, that's the object I would use to make fly pancakes. Shall we inject the dye?
Let's do it.
Can I put my hand inside there?
You can,
I'm gonna roll up my sleeves.
as long as you roll up your sleeves and you wipe off your hand afterwards, because it's got the bleach in it.
All right, so.
Actually, you know what? Probably don't want to,
Yeah, you know what?
which would be probably a really bad thing.
All right, all right.
You know what we could do?
All right. I got my showrunner here telling me I'm a wimp because I won't stick my. I'll drink.
We could put a point.
Why don't you put your hand in, Dan? We ran tests on 4 anti-fly weapons: shoe, rolled up magazine, standard fly swatter, or obstructed fly swatter, which symbolized this, the human hand.
So I'm going to get you to tell me when you first see the ink dye moving in each of these
I
pictures.
love it.
All right.
That is the kind of thing I'm good at. Here was the question. How soon did each weapon move the dye in the water? The shoe, the rolled up newspaper, and the covered up fly swatter, they all moved the dye much earlier than the regular fly swatter did, which I hated to admit. This says it all.
So we can.
Because look how much time this buys you before the fly feels what's going on. Here's why fly swatters are good. Because of those little tiny holes in the top of the fly swatter, it's disturbing the air less than a solid object would be, which means the fly doesn't have advanced warning about this huge air disturbance coming, i.e. it's about to get squashed. So I guess fly swatters are cool. To minimize air displacement, choose permeable over impermeable objects. Now, it's still not ideal, because what I would want is a fly killing strategy that gets me to about here before the fly knows what's going on.
It's called more muscles.
More muscles than this? Is there a veterinarian in the house? Because these pythons are sick. Yeah. Aerodynamics proved that you gotta use a fly swatter. So I told my producers, okay, find me someone who can teach me how to use a fly swatter. They said, well, there's a sport. They call it squash. I said, squash? SWAT sounds like the same thing. Meet Eddie Kapoor, a professional squash coach. This guy crushes at squash. You know what this is, right?
It is a fruit fly.
Wrong. It is a housefly.
It's a house fly, yes.
This is a standard housefly.
Yes.
My enemy, whom I want to destroy. What I want is just to be able to go up to the fly and just be like, boop, Bob's your uncle. Quick enough that he or she doesn't have time to anticipate that I'm coming and fly away. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So this is why I thought squash would be relevant.
You know, it definitely transfers over.
Right.
You know?
Let's say that I'm trying to sneak up on the ball, so to speak. Maybe I just want to go over to the ball and just be like, boom,
Yeah.
and smash it and have its guts fly everywhere.
You can do that by just using your wrist.
Okay.
Right? So if you just want to flick it, or if you want to be deceptive or tricky, right?
I
Which
always-
is what you're all
yes,
about.
yes.
Yeah, clearly. You would just go in like that, and you call this holding. So you'd hold the shot. So you're actually showing one shot, and then at the last second, you flick another one. That's holding. There you go.
Utilize the hold and flick. Running around the squash court with Eddie was a lot of fun because I love sports and I'm crazy about exercising. But I realized something, which is that a squash ball is actually a pretty crummy imitation of a fly, because a squash ball is huge, bouncy, and moves in kind of a predictable way, and flies don't do any of those things. Squash balls, bad fake flies. So I developed a technique. If you want to make a fake fly using a squash ball, what you got to do is chop it all up and put a bunch of weird angles on it so that when you throw it, it bounces unpredictably, just like a weird fly. Woo! There we go. Ready?
Ready.
Sorry.
Oh boy.
My customized unpredictable ball proves that flies are hard to hit because of their unpredictable movements. And it drives me crazy. And I'm not the only one. You missed. Check out Chris. US government-sponsored fly assassin. He couldn't hit a fly with a fly swatter. I need to figure out what's going on inside these guys that makes them so hard to swat. Oh, and by the way, if we fly to UCLA, I want an exit row because I have long legs. Coming up, the inspiring true life tale of a UCLA professor's quest to cut open a fly's brain and peek around inside of it. You're literally just tearing through the top of the fly's head. It was actually amazing. I don't know why I made that weird face. In the Army, they have this saying. They say, know your enemy. Let's assume that's true. I was at that point with swatting flies. It was like, listen, I got my swatter. I got my swatting technique. These flies are still getting away from me. I need to understand the mind of a fly. So I went to Los Angeles and I met with Mark, who works at UCLA. And basically, his job is to know everything there is to know about flies. Time to learn about my enemy. What are these?
Fruit flies. They are about a third the size of a housefly, but they have about the same amount of brain tissue.
These little dudes have brains?
Oh yeah. I mean, look, they're small. It's only 100,000 neurons. That's 100,000 times fewer neurons than your brain.
So my brain is 100,000 times bigger than this brain.
Right, but they outperform you 100 times.
I know, you don't have, I mean, it's the whole reason we flew all the way to California.
Exactly.
Because I'm getting
Right?
outperformed by these little bastards.
So let me put it to you this way. How fast is your eye blink? It's a pretty fast behavior.
Yeah, it's like one of the fastest motions I can make with my body. It's
That's
just
right.
blinking my eyes.
It's about 300 milliseconds.
Right.
This fly can detect the photons coming off of the swatter, process the motion of the image generated by that swatter, transform those visual signals into a motor command to activate the muscles of the wings, to steer the wings, and to maneuver.
How many minutes does that take?
It takes a third of your eye blink.
I'm gonna show you what he's talking about. At some point I was like, Mark, just stop talking about how amazing they are. Man, if they're so great, just show me their brain. He was like, all right, I'll have one of my grad students open up the back of their skull and you can look at their brain in real life. I was like, yeah, that is happening. I'm riding shotgun on this experiment right here.
So right now what we're looking at is the back of the fly's head.
Does the fly know what's happening?
I don't think so. I'm just gonna cut along the rim of the eye.
Oh you're literally just tearing through the top of the fly's head. Oh.
There we go.
And the fly is alive still?
Yeah, actually, if you look at its neck, you should be able to see it pulsate. Yeah, see how it's pulsating?
Yeah, I just saw it.
So there, you can see that very thready white stuff?
Yeah, I do
down
see
below?
it actually.
So
No,
that's
I
the
see
brain.
exactly what you get out. That's the fly's brain?
Yeah. So we're done.
We had achieved access to the brain of a fruit fly. And I was like, fellas, if we don't put this thing under an even more powerful microscope, I quit.
This is a fly's brain.
What? Oh.
This is the left side of the brain. These are the left optic lobes. The right optic lobes, you're looking at the fly from kind of above and behind. That's under a microscope.
I love scientists.
It's so killer. Look, it's behind that, it's enclosed in a box because you can't see it.
Wait.
It'll mess you up.
Is that?
It'll burn your retina right off.
Oh, you mean it literally will mess me up?
Yes,
Literally
Oh, I
mess
thought
you
we were
up.
just having a goof about how cool your microscopes
No,
are.
no, no, no,
No,
no.
it would hurt my body.
The instrument is so wonderful because it lets you go deep.
Boom. Now we're making money. Our cameras weren't able to film the blue box of terror, but Mark showed us a demonstration of what was going on under the microscope. And I was looking at this thing, and this is actually where things started to get a little weird.
We have a fly glued to a stick.
That's a fruit fly.
That's a fruit fly.
Whoa, is it alive?
Oh yeah, it's
Are
beating
those
its
its
wings.
wings moving?
Yes,
How did you do that?
it's not that difficult.
I want everyone to understand what they're looking at on their TV right now. You are looking at a fly that a scientist has glued to a stick. They glue the flies to the sticks by making the flies super duper cold. That shuts their body down. And then when they wake up, boink, they're glued to a stick. Science is getting really crazy. It's probably always been crazy, but not like this.
Okay, so now we have a fly. We're gonna suspend the fly.
Why are you, what, you're putting it in some kind of like nightclub environment? What is going on?
like a
What is this?
It's called a digital flight simulator.
This is a flight simulator for a
fruit fly.
How does it work?
The idea here is that we're going to simulate the animal flying through space.
Is the fly gonna think it's actually flying through space?
Yeah. And then you see that bar that slides back.
I just
and
saw a
forth
little
on the display.
motion.
Well, the animal's attempting to steer toward the edge of that bar.
Why? It doesn't even know what it is.
Flies have a innate desire to track vertical edges. And we think it's because these represent all the natural contours in their landscape, right? They're blades of grass and tree trunks.
Is a fly more likely to land on the vertical edge of my doorway rather than the horizontal top of my doorway?
Okay, this is good. It turns out that's exactly true.
That's incredible. Can the fly see me go like this?
Not really.
Why?
So this is the one spot they can't see is essentially through their body axis, right? They can't see through themselves.
So what you're saying is you have a better chance of knocking it silly if you hit it up from behind rather than down from above.
That's right.
Attack flies from behind. You know what? Part of me thinks like, what's even the point? Like, these things are amazing. I feel very poignant about this little dude down in here right now.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive,
You understand
right?
what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna make a final analogy, and everybody get ready because it's gonna be really poetic. You see this little fly in here? It's trapped in a construct, but it mistakes this construct for reality. I was trapped in a construct about killing flies. That was me down in there, vis-a-vis killing flies. But now I've stepped outside of the construct, so now I don't even know what to think about flies.
The fly can free you.
Game over. End of show. That was awesome. Didn't want to have to say this, but I kind of like flies. I would say flies are one of the top 5 most amazing animals I've ever thought about. And I'm including me and 2 other members of my family in that list. So once again, I'm balanced on the razor's edge between desire and destruction. Which way was I gonna fall? We won't know until we all watch these commercials together. Coming up.
Are we boxing right now?
The next section is pay-per-view because it's a championship boxing match, so mail me 1995. So they're saying that we're still making this show about killing flies, and I'm like, I think flies are amazing. I don't think we should kill flies anymore. And they're like, no, you have to make the show we signed up for. So that's my question, basically. How can you destroy something that you really respect and admire? This is Anthony Laurent. Anthony's a boxer, but he and I actually used to work together. We're old friends in real life. And I have a feeling that Anthony probably likes and respects me about as much as I like and respect flies, which is to say, like, a lot. So I wanted to ask Anthony what it would take for him to hypothetically put aside that respect long enough to box me.
Stay right there.
No! You totally hit me in the face. Turns out, didn't take much. You punched me. Okay!
That's called a shoe shine. When I go like this.
Nice work, Anthony.
Thanks, brother.
There's someone who's been vexing me and frustrating me, and I'm trying to figure out how I can simultaneously respect my opponent and also destroy them,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You know what this is, right?
Yeah. Most of the time, 2 fighters do respect each other before they get into the ring.
Right.
But these guys are fighting for their lives. It's just like, it's called a sport, but it's a misnomer. You are
What is
fighting
it?
for your life. I mean, yeah, it is a sport, but it's a blood sport.
Guys, here's how the world works. It's called the law of the jungle. It also applies to farms, cities, and your workplace. At the end of the day, it's kill or be killed. Is it worth getting to know your opponent as a person?
No, you absolutely don't want to do that. Because the more personal you become with your opponent, the harder time you're going to have of getting in the ring and destroying that.
But you told me
that
it was
guy.
a job, Anthony. You told me it was a job.
It is
Kill
your
or
job.
be killed.
That's
It
right.
shouldn't matter.
But we're still human, right? I don't want to personalize this guy. I want to keep him as objectified as I possibly can. You don't want to think too much when you're in here. If you do, you get in your own way.
I'm into that. I think I can use that. Don't overthink your opponent. I have made peace with killing flies while respecting flies. And the way that I'm gonna honor these amazing creatures who represent millions of years of evolution after I've killed them is I'm gonna eat them. This is a very famous sushi restaurant in Connecticut, and it's run by Bun. Bun makes sushi with local, sustainable ingredients that don't seem maybe like they should go into food, like cicadas and weeds. This is the man who makes funky things taste delicious. I brought in 4 pristine houseflies that we prepared in a delicious meal that would tickle our tummies. Like, I can't believe it's not cockroaches.
When you place the fly, flip it over and make it look as if it's still alive. We wanted it to be beautiful and pay respect to it with this dish.
It actually looks, look at that. Looks nice, right?
Yes.
You like it?
Me gusta mucho.
Gracias. All right, here we go.
Me gusta.
Yeah, it tastes good, actually. Here's what I'm getting. Oil,
Yeah.
nuttiness. The fly, it's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
The fly is kind of like a delicate little thing. So we thought the only way to truly appreciate the flavor of fly is just pop one in just straight up, a la carte. Is that what a la carte means? What's the one with ice cream? Very crispy. Whoa. Super crispy. Just now I got a little flavor, like a swell of flavor. It was like maybe a little tiny bit bitter, and now it's gone. Now it's just like dust on my teeth.
Huh.
To gain confidence, practice with the stunt fly, either a raisin or a production assistant in a fly costume. When swatting a fly, hold, then flick. Use a mesh fly swatter to minimize turbulence. Make the fly as cold as possible to slow it down. Honor the fly by eating it. If you're worried about disease, cook the fly before eating it. And now you know how to swat a fly. This episode was cool because we went all the way from Florida to California to learn about flies. And when I started this episode, I thought they were basically one step up from dust bunnies. Now I know how amazing their brains are. I know how delicious and tasty they are. I want to say this to all the flies that are watching this on your little tiny fly TVs. Flies, I think you guys are amazing. I consider you the co-stars of this episode. Now, just for tonight, I say truce between humans and flies. And that applies to everybody watching this. Nobody can kill a fly tonight. Tomorrow morning, the war begins. Tonight on Going Deep, it's the episode the government doesn't want you to see. It's the episode Hollywood said couldn't be made. It's the episode scientists said should be illegal. It's how to flip a coin. Guys, check out my huge jar of money. Coin money. One of the hottest kinds of money. Why? Because each one of these little guys, called coins, is actually a highly sophisticated, completely random decision-making machine. I'm talking about flipping a coin. The absolute best way to settle an argument or make a tough decision. But when it literally just hit me in the head. Now, how am I gonna be flipping a coin and getting hit in the head and someone's gonna abide by this coin flip? What I wanna do is learn how to flip a coin with authority so everybody within coin flipping distance agrees that was a legitimate coin flip. Decision, made. Argument, settled. Cake, I'm eating it. Football game, touchdown. They don't use coins to determine who gets a touchdown in football. Have you guys ever heard of the famous city called Boston, Oregon? No, you haven't, because it's actually called Portland, Oregon, because when they were deciding to name it, they flipped a coin, and Portland, Oregon won. Coin flips can change your life. Research tells me that the first step in flipping a coin is to get something called a coin. What is the best coin for me to flip? Now, we all know about common American pocket change, but those are just 4 coins, penny, dime, nickel, quarter, out of approximately 600,000 trillion coins that have been produced since the time of the dinosaurs. So I went to the Burgundy coin store, which is owned by John and Chris Burgundy, because I wanted to find the #1 David Rees special flipping coin. I'm coming for you, coin. I'm getting really into flipping coins. And let's just say, like, if I want to have a coin that lives up to the act of flipping it to make a big decision.
We'll give you an array.
John and Chris and I went totally coin crazy, looking at coins from all throughout human history. These little dudes are Roman coins from 1,500 years ago.
These are literally the oldest things I've ever touched in my life.
But ancient Roman coins were too light. It's like throwing a wadded up piece of paper. They even showed me this giant goofy quarter, which, unlike a regular quarter, is made of real silver.
The quarter is not silver at all.
Oh, come on. What's in this thing then?
A mixed composite of base metals. Silver's gonna be a lot more dense.
I'm going to show you what you should be flipping.
And then John introduced me to the love of my life. An 1855 US American half dollar. It's nice and big, so my big clunky thumb can find purchase. And the best thing about it is, it's made of solid silver, and it rings like a bell. Flip this for me real quick. Whoa, that sound. Was that real silver?
This is silver.
Come on,
Yeah.
that sounds so nice.
You're
Yeah.
flipping this.
I know.
Versus.
Oh!
Or
And then listen to this.
Ah, mama.
I mean, mamma mia. Because this sounds like, yeah, we just settled something. Boom. You are doing the dishes. Real silver coins sound better than coins made with base metals. The only problem with this wonderful coin is that it actually costs more than our cheapo TV show had budgeted for buying a coin. Who on the crew is helping me buy this coin? Okay, that's one person. The last scene of this episode, we'll flip for it, and then someone will get it, all right? So basically, my boss Dan and me, we split the cost of this incredible coin, and in the last scene of the episode, this episode, we're gonna flip to see who gets to keep custody of the coin, because I like this coin, and I don't like Dan. I'm sorry, I don't. Bang! I'm ready to launch this coin into the air like lunar modules in space. Here's the problem. I'm not really sure about what's involved in flipping a coin in terms of physics. So what we did was we hired a guy who actually builds catapults. He's an expert in getting things airborne. His name is Jeff. We asked Jeff to build us a huge mechanical thumb so that we could analyze the physics of a coin flipping through the air on a massive scale. I was fully expecting this massive coin to like knock a tree branch off the top of a tree on the top of a mountain where a little goat lives in a little hut. I know what I'm trying to determine, but what are you trying to determine?
What I'm trying to determine is, will it not destroy itself?
Well, you've set a pretty low bar for success. And you see that we have our head side and our tail side, right?
This is the first time I've shot this with a coin on it, so.
So you've never actually tested our mechanical thumb and finger before?
I tested it by itself.
So basically, this is a television event, right?
It's the first time for it.
I'm gonna stand with you, okay?
Okay, clear, firing.
Woo!
Well, it didn't break.
I'm gonna model what just happened. We set our coin on our index finger. We put our thumb in position, and then we released the potential energy in our thumb. Robots.
What I need is a crowbar. Fire! Well, it moved.
We're getting better.
Things are a bit heavier. I'm gonna go get the Sawzall. I have to go get another wheel. I should have thought of that when I got it.
Don't worry about it, it's fine. Do you think Jeff even knows he's on TV?
Firing! Well,
you know what? We got a full rotation. Went through the air, landed heads up. The first rule of Mechanical Thumb Club is don't make your mechanical thumb so huge and heavy that it can't create enough kinetic energy to launch the coin into the air. Eventually, we decided to try a slightly smaller coin. Got it?
Now this should go sailing. On.
Tell me when.
Go right ahead, fire.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were...
No, here we go.
Fire. It went up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thought this coin was going to sail through the sky and just be like killing geese, messing up satellites in space. But I feel like we did learn some valuable lessons.
Needs more potential energy.
And your thumb should weigh less than 600 pounds so that you have enough energy to make it flip, right?
Yeah, something like that.
When it comes to flipping your coin, create enough potential energy for the height and number of flips you desire. Oh, Academy Award, Academy Award. Okay, now does everybody believe me when I say that flipping a coin is hard? We couldn't model it, and we had a field and a mechanical thumb. So I said, let's get a scientist, get us a physicist. So we found this fellow, Atish. He came to my workshop and I said, just tell me, what puts the flip in a coin flip? We started things off with a friendly wager. If you get heads, I pay you $1. If it's tails, you pay me $1.
Okay.
Okay.
Heads. What do you know?
Because it didn't flip. You can't really see what happens here because the camera was out of focus. But basically, Atesh never flipped the coin, he just wobbled it. So it started heads up and it never switched being heads up. And that's sick.
Why does how much I flip it matter?
Well, because, well, number one, I'm trying to flip a coin, not just throw it in the air like pizza dough.
Exactly.
Number two, that was a complete scam.
So what?
And the other reason is because aesthetically, it looked like absolute garbage. Like there was no flair.
So there's two things here. One, you owe me $1. And two, what we just saw is that you actually need to hit it pretty vigorously. You need to give it a lot of speed and a lot of spin.
Let's demonstrate on this compact disc. When I flip it, see, I want it like this.
When you are about to flip a coin, you're giving it an upwards force, right? That upwards force is what makes it fly up into the air. If you hit it right in the center, it's not going to spin. It's just going to go straight up. When you hit it on the edge, that's what makes it spin a lot.
I want to be coming at it like this.
Exactly. That unbalanced force, torque really is what it's called, that's what's making it turn.
Wait, is that what torque means? Turning force?
Essentially, yeah. Nice. You're
Okay.
setting it up with a certain spin, a certain number of flips per second, and once you let go, the laws of physics dictate that it's going to keep spinning at that same exact rate.
Is that true? It doesn't slow down?
If we did this in a vacuum, which would not be good for us,
Right.
but it would be good for coin tossing, then yeah, it wouldn't slow down.
So now let's apply everything you just told me to my special coin, my
Okay.
best buddy. Hit near the edge, hit hard, and hit perpendicular.
Absolutely. Nice. I'm still waiting for the $1 that you owe me.
Oh my God, I don't know. Go get it. Hold on a second. Coming up, everything you thought you knew about flipping a coin turns out to be a huge lie. Do you understand why this is weird? What? One thing I know is that what goes up must come down. That's Newton's 8th law of reality. I want to be able to catch a coin right where I launch it from without chasing it around like an idiot. And who are the best people at catching? These people that are called jugglers who live in the circus. So I went to the Big Apple Circus and I met with Ty, a 15-year-old who's one of the best jugglers on the planet, and his coach and stepdad, Dick. Okay, so look at him, and now look at me. Look at him, and now look at me. And now split screen mode. I need juggler knowledge. Okay, stop juggling, please. Back when I was in 7th grade and I wanted to learn how to juggle, I would always find myself like chasing after like, you know, they're always like going out in front of me. Whereas what I want to do is what you guys are doing, just like, what?
Your toss right now is not even straight up.
Okay.
Juggling involves a vertical plane.
Okay.
And in our culture, kids play catch with each other, which is a horizontal plane.
All right, I'm actually going to explain this concept because it's very important. So the vertical plane means that when you launch an object, it goes all the way straight up and all the way straight down relative to your torso.
To find that vertical plane, that has to be learned.
Dick showed me a top secret juggler exercise that helps them learn how to throw things in the vertical plane. Vertical plane dominance, that's all it is. All right. Now let's try vertical plane training with my silver 50-cent piece. Ready?
Flip it up into my hand. Whoa, very nice.
That was cool. I'm gonna meet you on the vertical plane in the club tonight. We're gonna get on the same plane, the vertical plane. Popping champagne in the vertical plane. Respect the vertical plane. How can you do that? It's like it goes to the same place every time.
Through muscle memory.
What's that mean?
Once you've repeated it enough times, your muscles remember what to do.
Dick and Ty inspired me to build the muscle memory required for a consistent, authoritative coin flip, so I developed an incredible practice regimen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so pleased and honored to share with you my new invention, the coin flipping corner. Basically, this is a batting cage for flipping coins. This is like Chinese foot binding for the vertical plane. It's got to stay vertical. To make sure that I reach a consistent height, I have this arm restricting apparatus right here. These lines allow you to have a rough and ready approximation of how high your coin is going in the air. Record all this quantifiable information in your coin flipping log. Okay, so I spent a lot of time practicing with my coin flipping corner, and then I also practice what I just call free flipping, which is where you take away the corner and you just get in the zone. It gave me an opportunity to spend quality time with my best buddy, my wonderful silver $50. I started to notice that I would go on hot streaks. I once got heads 9 times in a row. And what was crazy about it was, as I was doing it, I just knew this is gonna be heads, this is gonna be heads, because it felt exactly the same every single time. And that kind of made me feel weird, because it's like, if you can truly make the same motion every time, could you get heads every single time? If that's the case, coin flipping is not random. So we decided to test my stunning hypothesis. We hired a leading engineer. You built this, right?
Yep.
To build a coin flipping machine, we wanted to know, would the result be the same every time? Now, we did ask you to build us an anti-gravity chamber. What happened to that?
No unobtainium.
All right. Avatar reference, respect. I like that.
Unobtainium predates Avatar by a long shot.
No! James Cameron made that up! Jeff's amazing coin flipping machine is powered by gravity. The lever falls and it launches the coin into the exact same spot with the exact same force every single time. So our theory is that this will cause the exact same result every time. Begin the experiment. Tails to tails. Tails to tails. Tails to heads. Tails to tails, 8 to 1. So Jeff's machine returned a result of tails almost 77% of the time. That's much better than 50-50. But if we had a super scientific version of one of these, and we were operating it in like some kind of vacuum or some kind of really clean room, the result would be the same every time.
Should be.
There's nothing inherently random about flipping coins. Granted, Jeff's machine only flipped the coin 1 full rotation. But before all the haters start hating, you should know that I found a paper written by scientists at Stanford, one of the hottest universities. They designed a coin flipping machine that flipped the coin multiple rotations, and they got the same results 100% of the time.
The random part of flipping coins is humans cannot repeatably make the same amount of energy.
Oh, can't they, Jeff? So basically, someone on the crew, it's probably Corey, came to Dan and was like, you know, David's practicing coin flipping, right? Like, he's getting better and better at flipping coins. So then Dan comes to me and he's like, dude, I'm not gonna let you flip to decide who gets custody of our silver $50. It wouldn't be fair. He's telling me that we need some new, fair, totally random way to settle the issue. Where can I find something that's truly random? What are those out of focus things on the TV screen right now? Focus the camera, you idiot.
This is Gina Myers from the New York Lottery. Today's winning results are tails.
Boom. So nobody trusts me to flip this thing randomly anymore. They all know that this is now my money-taking tool, right? So I was thinking, is there a place in this world where randomness, true randomness, still exists? And then we thought about it and we were like, oh, the lottery. Also was a free trip to Schenectady, New York. So I was about it. So you work for the lottery, Scott, and the lottery is random?
100% random.
How? How do you do it?
This is random. Every ball is the same weight. The chambers are the same size. The speed of the air mixing those balls is the same speed. 90 miles per hour worth of air velocity. Everything is the same every single time. However, every draw is unique.
Okay, but this is something I don't understand about randomness. If every single element of this device is exactly the same every time, why don't you get the same result every time?
Actually, this probability of any digit being selected from that chamber is equal.
Scott was right, the probability is equal, but I wanted to know why. And then I was thinking, is there anyone that I've already talked to who would be qualified to answer this question in a short and sweet way? And the answer is YES. Atish, welcome back.
Thanks, David. It's a pleasure to be here.
At the lottery, The wind is the same every time. They put the balls in the same way every time. Why don't they get the same numbers every time?
This whole system is really sensitive to not just the positions of the balls, but also the positions of all the air molecules. So you could change by a tiny amount, you get a totally different outcome.
And as soon as like one little thing changes, everything else starts changing as a result of that.
Predicting the lottery is like predicting the weather who knows how many years from now.
Because the weather has so many variables that are affecting it.
Exactly, and so you get this system that's really complex.
To create true randomness like the lottery, it turns out you need like a lot of chaotic, unpredictable variables. And coin flipping just doesn't have that many variables. However, you can still create randomness in the privacy of your own home. I designed this, a machine that randomly generates heads or tails. I call it the entropy box. I met a hacker named Raphael who builds all kinds of weird gizmos, and I asked him to build my entropy box. And Raphael said, "David, I'm gonna build that for you, son." He called me son. What is this?
That is a coin slot.
Whose idea was that?
That was your idea.
I had to pay respect to coins. So that's why you need a coin to turn on the machine, but the coin is not generating the randomness. Basically, I was inspired by the wind in the lottery machines and Atish talking about the weather and complex systems. So we basically built a tiny, weird little weather system in this box. We got bubbling water with a microphone. We got confetti flying around and being monitored by lasers. We got a bunch of computer values being generated based on this natural world data, and that's all converted down to ones and zeros, which then become heads or tails. Trust me, it's as simple as flipping a coin. Don't one-arm bandit. Our result is...
tails. There you are.
20 years from now, you have some big bushy beard and you're like, yeah, you know, everyone's got an entropy box. I built the first one. What did I get for it? These $2.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I have the hottest private jet of all time. I'm dating supermodels. I'm dating prime ministers. Make sure your coin flip has real stakes attached. Don't bother flipping unless you're faced with a tough choice and you need a binary outcome. Choose a coin the right size and weight for your hand. And remember, coins made of precious metals, they sound amazing. For maximum spin, strike your coin near its edge. Keep your coin on the vertical plane for easy catching. Practice your flip using the same motions every time. Introduce environmental chaos and instability for maximum randomness. Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time. Who will win custody of the 1855 silver half dollar? Because I have to be fair, we're gonna use the entropy box. It's the end of the show. We said we were gonna do this and now we're gonna do it. Heads, Dan gets to keep the coin. Tails, I keep it. Say when.
Now.
Mine. For once, the randomness of the universe worked out in my favor. I get sole custody of my little buddy, and me and my coin are gonna continue to make history with every single flip. Woo, I'm happy.